Hi everyone, it's Jay from Mitosu Crafts, and we're an independent Stampin' Up demonstrators based in the UK. Thank you for joining me today, where I'll be sharing with you how to create a small gift box using Stampin' Up products. This video is part of the Creating Kindness Design Team blog and video hub. You can find more links under the description below. So let's get started with our project today. You will need two basic gray cardstock measuring at 4 and 1/16 of an inch by 6 1/4 of an inch. On the short side, score at half an inch and 2 5/8 of an inch. Make sure that your score lines are crisp. I tend to run over my score tool twice on each measurement. They're 90 degrees clockwise. We are scoring at 2 7/8 of an inch and 5 3/4 of an inch. Do the same score lines on the second basic gray cardstock, and that will form the bottom of your box. So onto the Foil Frenzy Specialty Desigteam paper, measuring at 5/15/16 of an inch squared, we are scoring at 3/4 of an inch and 1 1/2 of an inch on all sides. This heavyweight craft paper comes in a pack of 12 sheets with 3 different designs and 4 colors: in Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, Soft Sky, and Tangerine Tango. So I'm using the Berry Burst chevron design for this gift box. Once all sides have been scored, we can then burnish our paper using our bone folder. Press quite hard whilst doing this to create crisp and straight lines on your paper. Once that's done, we can use paper snips to cut the corners of the paper and construct the lid for our box. So snip in from the middle and then down to the next square. Just cut off the excess. I would say taper this a little bit in as well for an easier construction later on, which I didn't do for this video. So cut that off and then go into the middle square and taper that in as well. So taper this side and the right hand side as well. Do that for all corners of the Foil Frenzy DSP. Back onto the basic gray cardstock. Burnish all the folds, making sure that you do fold it the same way with the half an inch section on top. That will be the reinforcement for the top of the box. So use your paper snips again, cut up and taper in to the next score line, and this will just be the same for the next one, and the half an inch on the right as well. This will be the tab to glue the other section of the box. So on the half an inch top, just taper that in as well as on the left hand side. Do that for both basic gray cardstock, and you should end up with something like this before we continue constructing our box. I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue on the tabs to give me enough wiggle room to make sure that I have placed both cardstock straight. If not, I can easily take it off. Do the same for the other tab, and if you fold it down instead of like forcing it in place, that should create a nice perfectly squared box. Next up, we can glue the tabs for the reinforcement on the top of the box. So use your multi-purpose liquid glue again and your bone folder just to make sure that that's stuck down nicely. because sometimes it's quite hard to get into. So use your table and your bone folder to do the work for you. Once that's done, we can glue the bottom of the box. So pull down the tapered tabs first, and the non-tapered squared tabs will help you guide where to stick them down. With the measurements I've given you, the bottom tabs won't meet up and therefore won't sit on top of each other. So this will give you a nice flat bottom and will sit nicely on a flat surface. Back to the lid, we just need to add glue onto the tabs and then stick that onto the other side of the box. So use the straight edge to help you make sure that that's nice and straight, and then stick it down on all sides. We can then add glue to the reinforcement tabs and use your bone folder against your table to help you stick those down. Because I didn't taper the side tabs earlier on, it did give me a bit of resistance doing that, but it still stuck down nicely. So for your project, make sure that you do taper it down for less resistance and for it to be stuck down even easier. That is the basis of the box. You have the nice craft foiling on the lid against the basic gray bottom, which fits the Lush product, a small pot of face and body scrub. These are great to give to someone for a special occasion or just to pamper themselves as well. We are just going to decorate the top of the box using the Easter Medallion Thinlits dies. I have pre-cut the design in vellum as well as Whisper White thick cardstock for the middle part. I used the 1-inch punch to take off the inside of that medallion, using basic black archival ink to stamp the sentiment on the punched Whisper White thick cardstock. Once that's done, we can add a mini glue dot onto the middle of the lid. Use liquid glue for the middle medallion and stick that under the vellum so it softens the foil in the lid as well as the Whisper White cardstock. I've got a lemon lime twist ombre ribbon about 6 inches and a solid baker's twine. Loop that around and tighten. Once that's done, make another knot just to keep that in place as well. This way I find it holds the ribbon better before doing the knot. To finish up, I'm using the mini glue dot again for the ribbon and solid baker's twine. Stamping dimensional with a bit of liquid glue for the sentiment and placing that in the center of the lid. And that's our small gift box, finished and nicely decorated. You can check out the matching card I made for this box back at our blog at mitosustampin.blogspot.co.uk. I'll put up the link under the description below, along with the Creating Kindness Design Team's blog and video hop links. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the end of this video. You can also follow Mitosu Crafts on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, bye!